Oh shit, we are approaching chapter 800 and I'm loving it. Oh my god, man. The way this chapter ended, right? The way this chapter ended, 797. When Bartolomeo when Bartolomeo sees Fujitora coming straight for him, oh, he looked like he shit himself. Like literally, Bartolomeo looked as if he just looked down, checked his pants, and saw a big brown stain running down it. Like, go! Man, see, this is what I'm talking about right here. You know, I said this kind of reminded me of Saobody, where when all that was happening, you know, everybody's like, oh, Kizaru's here. Then Kizaru just runs all the way through people. That's kind of like what happened here. Oh, man, I love this. I love this. And it looks like he might be chasing Luffy, or somebody's chasing Luffy, because one of the things we see at the end is like Luffy's wheezing, and you know, it looks like he's having a little trouble running. It looks like Luffy's having a little trouble running. I think that's a little misdirection though. I think Fujitora might be closer to Bartolomeo and them than anything else, just because of how everything was kind of drawn. But I mean, I gotta say this, man. You know, this chapter gave me one of the things I wanted. You know, Dressrosa, you know, will forever go down as one of my favorite arcs, just because of this payoff here. Like in the last chapter, towards the end of the review, I was talking about how, you know, I felt like what Oda was doing with the New World was talking about how, you know, it's like the responsibility of the previous generation, of the parents and the older people in the previous generation, to protect the younger people, right? You know, you got all this emphasis like with Smoker, and even on the chapter cover, you know, Smoker is, you know, puffing clouds and everything, and you know, just doing stuff to entertain the young children, because he wants to maintain that level of innocence. You know, he wants that to forever be there. And you know, my thing was, you know, I said in the last chapter, I felt as if, you know, it's the responsibility of the parents and the elders and the even like the big brothers and sisters, if you will. It's their responsibility to look at the new generation and say, let me see if you can handle this, and stop spoon feeding them. Let them sit at the table and eat themselves. Let them experience the horrors of the world and see how they react. And if they react in a way that's less than ideal, that's when you guide them. You know, that's when you guide them and you further nurture them to prepare them to stand on their own 2 feet. And so what I liked about this chapter is, you know, I said at the end, I wanted to see Kyros and Rebecca have that moment where they speak together. And he has to tell her in person everything that he's done, and then she gets to make her decision there. That's exactly what Oda does. And, you know, this is the thing. I try really hard not to harp on Oda too quickly, because one of the things I've noticed with him is that I'll be saying, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? And then a few chapters later, he does exactly what I'm critiquing. But because it's a review, I mean, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to do it. And so what I really enjoy about Oda's writing more than anything else is, like, I can review this in the same way that I could review the books that's on this bookshelf right behind me. You know, I could take a look at this and go through it and treat it like a piece of literature. And I really understand where Oda takes a lot of his stuff. He incorporates a lot of the stuff that, you know, a lot of authors do, you know, for written fiction, because this is a visual medium. You know, it's a little different, but like when it comes to just those storytelling elements, Oda does it. And I have to say this, like, not every mangaka does it. Not every mangaka does that. Yes, like at the end of the day, like a story, if you go down to the bare minimum and you're talking to a first grader, the story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. But any person who loves literature, any person who loves writing, can tell you that there's more elements to a story. There's a lot more elements. There's a lot more if you want something respectable. That's what I really enjoy about this. Really enjoy that. And so, you know, I like how when the chapter opens up, you know, get back into chronological order. I like how when the chapter opens up, you have the vice admiral, and he's just like, "Yo, I need every update about these pirates, where they headed at." And he's like, "Okay, send men to the eastern port." And Bartolomeo's pirates like, yeah, yeah, we got this under control, yo. Don't worry about this right here. It's like, wait a second, you're talking too loose right there. Who are you? And he's just like, and then that's when the vice admiral's like, God damn it, they're taking these port. Send more reinforcements there. And I like how Zoro, once again, it's like, Luffy, we don't have time for this stuff, man. We gotta get the fuck out of here. We gotta get out of here. And then he's just like, okay, you know what? There's no getting through to this blockhead. He's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants to do. So Luffy, just make it quick, okay? Meet us back at the eastern port, and then Zoro proceeds to go south. Like, Zoro's a fucking idiot. I love Zoro. It's like Luffy's an idiot, Zoro's an idiot, but Zoro's just a different kind of idiot. But I like how, like, when you see Straw Hats running, you get like the little bit of the play-by-play where the Navy's just trying to put their pieces together, and you see the countermeasures coming in where all of a sudden, Cave and Dish and everybody's kind of leading the charge and holding off some of the pirates, and you see Bartolomeo's men, fucking with the Navy, and then Luffy appears right in front of the Riku Palace, and King Riku is getting ready to make the announcement, like, yeah, we're going to go sit back on the throne, right? Family's back in control. And then you get this moment where Luffy's going on some straight, oh, here's a reference for you guys. Here's a reference. This is before my time, okay? This is before my time. Like, I'm a millennial. I know a lot of you guys are Gen Xers. This is something like the not Gen Xers, you guys are Gen Zers. Gen X is before me. So, like when my sister's 10 years older than me, like when my sister was growing up, like LL Cool J, he was on that back end. He was on that back end or whatnot, but at the same time, he still had like some records just like classics, right? And he had this one joint. This one joint was called I Need Love. And on that one, he had like the boombox and it was outside like the chick's window and everything, like that type of shit. And I think, shit, I want to say that was like in the 80s. I'm a 90s baby. I want to say I was in the 80s when that happened. But here's the thing, right? Like, Luffy's doing the same damn thing. Luffy's doing the same thing. Luffy's like, Rebecca! But he's not like, I need love. He's not doing anything like that. He's just, hey, I came to speak with you. And everyone's like, stay back, Lady Rebecca, stay back. He's a pirate. And it's just like, damn, do you guys have such a short-ass memory? Luffy just saved your ass from Doflamingo. Have you guys fucking forgot this? And even Rebecca calls him on. I'm like, well, you can never be safe around pirates. And it's just like, Luffy, not only did you take down one of the warlords, but you fucking kidnapped the princess. Your bounty's gonna skyrocket now. And so what happens is like, Luffy gets up to the bars and he just starts talking to her, right? He's just like, Rebecca, are you really okay? Are you really okay with this dude, Kyros, just leaving? And you just going on with this lie. Are you okay with this shit? She's like, no, Luffy, I'm not okay. Luffy's just like, alright, bitch. I can't offer you a magic carpet ride. I can't offer you a magic carpet ride. It's not a whole new world in this bitch. But if you climb on board, I'll be a magic carpet. We'll get to going. And that's exactly what happens. Rebecca gets on top, right? Like, this is like some straight Disney movie Aladdin type shit, right? Like, she gets on the back of this dude, and they just have a whole ass conversation. They have a whole ass conversation. And Luffy's just like, are you really okay with everything going on? Okay, girl. Well, don't you fall off top. That had potential to be so dirty. But he's like, don't you fall off top, girl. Look, the whole country's going to be trying to protect you. I'll act as a decoy. Don't worry about this shit. You go see your father, girl. And I like how Rebecca's just, she just has that moment, right, where she's just looking at Luffy, and if words could talk, right? If facial reactions could talk, the way that she's looking when they say capture Lucy, I just love her expression right there. I love her expression. I like how when she looks at Viola, the way Oda just draws her with this level of fear, this level of not sure where it's going to go from here. I love that. I love that. And when she says, I have a request, I love that. And we get the payoff at the end where we find out that Rebecca's asked her to be princess for her because she's going to run off with her father. I absolutely love that, man. I completely love it. And I like how when she says, okay, I understand. Thank you. This is Rebecca talking to Luffy. Again, the way that she's drawn, it's this level of relief. It's this level of relief. And I like how Kyros is just sitting there and just like, my role's ended, Scarlet. Forgive me for falsifying the nature of our marriage, but it's all for Rebecca's sake. She endured 10 years of suffering and insults for being loyalty or royalty. So this time I want a royalty to bring her happiness. I can't remain here anymore. And that's when Rebecca just has that moment where she looks at him and she says, I can't believe you. You don't need to be telling a lie. Like she has that level of strength. That level of strength. And she does what I said Oda needed to do. She needed to look her father in the face and say, I don't care about any of that. And I like how earlier in the chapter she was worried that her telling him off was the whole reason why he was doing this. Because she was like, well, who do you think you are? You're not really a father to me and everything. No, no, no. She has this great speech. She has this great speech. And she says, I'm not the daughter of some prince from nowhere. I don't even know who that is. I don't care if you've killed hundreds of people. And your hands were black with blood. I only have one father. I am the daughter of Kyros. Don't lie to me. And she says, be at my side. She calls back to the same words that he said to her when he said, I'll always be at your side until the day that you're finally happy. I love that. I love that. That is one hell of a payoff. That's one hell of a payoff. You know, for Rebecca, I feel like she has the potential to be a character that you either love or you hate. I get the feeling she's going down the Sakura Haruno path where there are going to be more people that hate her character than enjoy it. But when you look at everything that's happened, I like it. I like it. I think that she has displayed strength as a female character. She's gone from this character who was, as a child, needing to be shielded and nurtured to being trained to be a gladiator, or excuse me, being trained to defend herself, to fighting in a gladiator type of arena and never losing focus. She knew that she was the granddaughter of the king. She was trained to fight, but she only defended herself. She never physically harmed with her blade any of the people who would have hurt her. She fought she fought in a defensive way. When she comes face to face with Diamante, I thought maybe this will be the time she takes up arms and fights with the intention to kill. And yet that's not exactly what happened. But then she shows this level of strength when she makes the choice. When she makes this choice. Because you can look at everything, and everything up until now, this was all, excuse me, this was all stuff that was predetermined for her. This is the first time she made a decision of her own. And I love it. I love it. Maybe you could say maybe her deciding not to kill people was the decision that she made. But I feel like that's more from the nurturing that Kyros did as the toy soldier. Because he didn't train her with malicious intent, so she didn't take it out on anybody like that. I mean, I really enjoyed this chapter, man. I really enjoyed it. I love the facial reactions. I love Oda overdid it a little bit. I ain't gonna front, like with the emotion on Kyros' face. That's perfect. That's perfect when he's saying, do you really want me to be your father? And just the way he's drawn is perfect, but I mean the way Rebecca's drawn, I mean that's like a little over the top, man. It's a little over the top. Like she got the snot, like these long buckets of snot coming down. Like that's a little over the top, man. That's a little over the top. I mean, I'll give Oda a pass for it because he's usually done a better job than that. But I mean, overall, like I said, this was a really great chapter. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.